Hello everyone, my name is Joanny and welcome to Love Qualified. I am the author of the poetry devotional called Outpourings of a Beloved Heart, and today, since it's been 2 years since I published this baby right here, I thought I'll be sharing with you guys all the lessons that I've learned as an author. So some of you might have been following my journey throughout publication right from when I started writing. I started taking writing seriously in January 2017, but I started writing this poetry devotional in April 2017 for Camp NaNoWriMo, and then finally published it in August 2018. That's the 1st of August 2018. And it's been a very interesting journey being a published author, and so I thought I would come on here today and just tell you guys about everything that I've learned and share with you guys the lessons and the things I'm still learning. So yeah, and I hope that you'd find this video helpful. I also write fiction as well. So I've been working on 2 novels. The first one is a young adult contemporary Christian fiction, which we're going to call Project USA because that's set in the US. I'm currently working on the 7th draft. The second one is called Project Cameroon because, as you rightly guessed, it's set in my home country, Cameroon, and it's an adult contemporary Christian fiction as well. First lesson that I've learned in these last 2 years is, especially since I've been working on other projects since I published this devotional, is that my writing will get better. The writing style does get better. And it's true when people do say that if you want to get better, become a better writer, then you need to keep writing. You need to write, because the more you write, the more you find your style, the more you find your voice. And so the best way to practice writing is actually to write. So I have learned, because if I look at earlier drafts of Project USA and the current draft 7, I would see that I have learned so much about storytelling, and I think, if I do say so myself, that this current 7th draft is a lot better than the first draft. The first draft was hideous, guys. It was absolutely hideous, but we're not going to go into that. Anyway, so yeah, I've learned that the more you write, the better your writing becomes. So I would hopefully pray that I never stop writing, because for me, it's more than just a hobby. It's a spiritual exercise. I'm not writing for myself. I'm not just writing for God. I'm writing with God. Every story that I tell, every book that I write, every novel and every story that I try and craft, it is His story. It's God's story. He is the one who has inspired me. He gives me the ideas to write these books. Which leads me to my second lesson that I've learned, which is the fact that you can get better at craft, the craft of writing. So what I've been doing is, when I started writing my first novel in September 2017, I had no idea what I was doing. I just had a premise in my head. I had these characters in my head, and I just started writing. And then I finished the first draft in about June 2018. But I didn't know much about the craft of writing. I didn't know about character arcs. I didn't know about the different points in the novel that you need to hit to be able to tell a good story. I didn't know what the climax was. I didn't know what the inciting incident was. I didn't know anything when I jumped into this. I've been watching a lot of writing craft videos. I've read quite a few books about writing. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about other authors sharing their journeys and also discussing the craft of writing. I've been taking a lot of notes. I have a writing journal. This is my writing journal. I absolutely love it. I got it from TK Maxx. I love the fact that it has a typewriter there. The minute I saw it, and it even says write, the minute I saw it, I was like, I'm gonna get that notebook. Anyway, so this is what I've been just writing down all my notes, like so for example, how to write a villain, how to write the first chapter, tips for writing the first chapter, what filter words are, what passive voices, how to write theme into your story, how to write powerful side characters, how to write an unforgettable villain. You know, all these different things that I had no idea. Like when I first started writing a novel, I had no idea. But you know, the more I've been learning about the craft of writing, I feel like I have a better understanding now. The third lesson that I've learned in terms of, you know, publishing is the fact that writing is a business. So if you want to look at it that way, then I guess it's fair to say that you need to make sure that the final product is the best that it can possibly be. If you're looking at it as a business, and if you want to, unless you're writing as a hobby, but if you do want to publish and you want to reach out to readers out there, you want them to buy your book, you want to sell your stories, then you need to look at it as a business. And so there's a lot more things that are involved in the whole process. It's not just write the book and that's it. Like, you need to make sure that it's polished. You need to think a lot about other things, which I'm going to talk about. So you need to have that business mindset when it comes to creating this product and selling this product. You need to look at it as a business. And so that's something that I didn't know when I started this whole journey, but I've learned a lot since I published this book. I'm still learning a lot about the business side of things. I'm not there yet, but I'm hoping that as the years go by, I'll get to understand a lot more about the business aspect of writing. So the third lesson I've learned really is about the importance of editing. So before, I didn't know much that there's different stages of editing. So now I know that you have developmental edits, especially when it comes to fiction, because obviously I'm writing a lot of novels at the moment. I thought the editing is just, you know, proofread, check for grammar, you know, reword sentences, blah blah blah. But no, editing is way more than that. You have developmental editing, which is when you're looking at big picture stuff, looking at character arcs, looking at you know, pacing, tension, all of that stuff. And then you have line editing, when you're going line by line and changing things. Then you have copy editing, when you're looking at facts and looking at grammar and all of that kind of stuff. And then you have proofreading at the end, which is when everything's finished and then you're just going with a fine-tooth comb and looking at things. I have learned a lot about editing, and I think that has really helped me with how I approach my novels. And I feel like, especially when it comes to the beta reading stages, I can give a more polished novel to my beta readers to read, as opposed to my first novel where I had multiple drafts of just not knowing what I'm actually doing in terms of editing. So yeah. And other lessons I've learned is that, you know, things like the interior design and the cover design of books, that are very, very important. The book cover is, you know, something that is very, very important, especially when it comes to marketing. So, you know, if I want to publish a book again, I think that's something that I'm going to put a lot of thought into for my novel, for this book. I made the cover myself, but I do think that in the future I would really like to change the cover, revamp the cover, because I don't think that this is the best that it can possibly be. But I do think like little things like the book cover and the interior design, because I did all of that myself, it's not too bad, but I feel like it could be better. And so I think, you know, just little things like interior design and cover design, I feel like these things are very, very, very important when it comes to marketing. I have learned that marketing is very hard, very, very, very hard. Like, I still haven't gotten the hang of it yet. I feel like you need to learn, as an author, you need to learn various marketing strategies. You need to learn how you can constantly get your book to new audiences. It's a very hard process, but it's really important, because nobody tells you when you write the book, nobody tells you that you're gonna have to do these things later. You learn as you go, and I've learned 2 years down the line. You know, I've still not got in the grip of it, but I am trying. I've learned quite a few marketing strategies, and I am trying to get my book out there to more and more people, to more and more audiences that I feel would benefit from the book. But you know, it's really hard. It's very hard, and I feel like you would need to have a plan. You would need to have a strategy. You would need to implement that plan, because I think it's a very important part of the publishing process. And another thing that I've learned in my publishing journey is that getting reviews is very, very hard. Like, oh my god, it's so hard to get people to review your book. Like, a lot of people will read it, but a lot of the times you would ask them to, you know, leave a review and you have to go after them, but not everyone understands how important leaving a review is. If you have read my book, Outpourings of a Beloved Heart, then please, 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 if you haven't left a review on Amazon, please do go and leave a review on Amazon. It's very important, because the more reviews an author gets, the more Amazon would be able to recommend that book to newer audiences, to other people, and the more people will be able to find out about that book. It's so important for authors, even if it's just one sentence or two sentences. It's so, so important. So please, if you have read this book and you have yet to leave a review, please don't forget to leave a review. It will help me so much, and it will help the message of this book to reach out more people, and so that they will be blessed by it. So thank you so much, and I hope you can do that. The thing I've learned is that the writing process is not straightforward. It's very hard. It will come with a lot of ups and downs. It will come with a lot of self-doubt, a lot of just so many highs and lows, and you need constant encouragement. There will be rejection, there will be things, you start doubting God, you start doubting your abilities, you know, and all of these different things. And these are things that I have had. I've been dealing with imposter syndrome and just feeling not qualified, and just a lot of things that I've been feeling in a lot of different moments in my writing journey. And there's a lot of writing and rewriting, and days when you feel like your writing is great, and other days when you feel like it's crap, and then the cycle repeats. So, you know, it's not an easy journey. Like, being a writer, it's not easy. It really isn't. But it's worth it, because at the end of the day, which leads me to my very last lesson, what I have learned, especially as a Christian writer, I am a Christian writer. What I've really learned is that God is my source of inspiration. He is the reason why I write. So when I reach points where when I feel like the devil is attacking me on loads of fronts, so for when it comes to discouragement and dealing with imposter syndrome, and just trying to bring me down in terms of telling me that I can't do this, that my writing is crap, that nobody's going to read my book, and all of these different things, one thing that I've learned is to pray about my writing more, to take it to God, and to remember that I'm writing with Him, like I mentioned at the beginning. So I've learned to pray more about my writing and to commit it to Him, to make sure that I'm walking the journey with Him, not just including Him in the last minute. So yeah, I've learned a lot of these things from just walking closer with God, and for Him to teach me how exactly He wants me to write the stories, and how exactly He wants me to craft the stories. And when I'm faced with discouragement, when the devil hits me with discouragements and getting all these things, I learn to hit back with scripture, because the Bible is our offense. You know, it's the sword of the Spirit. That's what we use to hit back at the devil. And so yeah, it can be a very tiring, physically draining and mentally draining journey, process, but it's very worth it, because God has shown me so much. He has proved so much to me, and He has shown me a lot about His character. He's shown me a lot about myself, and He's helped me to learn to trust Him more. It's been an amazing journey. I've learned so much. I've been stretched. I've been flexed, you know, in all ways that I cannot even begin to recount now. And people have given amazing testimonies. It's just been an amazing testament to how amazing God is. So I can't complain. It's been really hard, but God has been faithful and God has been good. And so I give Him all the praise, and all the glory goes to Him. So that being said, Outpourings of Beloved Heart is going for this month, so the month of September, at a reduced price for both the physical copy and the ebook. So if you haven't gotten a copy, or if you want to get a copy for a friend, a family member, or loved one, please do check the link in the description and go and get one. I hope that this encouraged you. I hope that if you do get the book, it encourages and blesses you. Let me know what you have learned about writing, about your publishing journey, if you're a Christian writer, or if you're just a writer who's not Christian. Just let me know what you've learned as well in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day and God bless you.